You're with Joseph Arthur and his Technicolor Dreamcast on today's News Talk Radio, TNT.
So as Tucker Carlson's talking about, he's getting all out there with his faith on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's talking about God and the reality of the spiritual war we are in now. He even, I saw something on X where he was talking about Joe Biden is going to run against Christianity, and I forget exactly how he put that. What do you think of this time that we're in? It does seem like there is lines being drawn in the sand, and that we're in some kind of not only spiritual war, but maybe a religious war and anti-Christian agenda. Do you think that is afoot?
You're talking about the United States of America?
I guess, but I'm also just talking about the world in general, the sort of direction of media and the sort of overt signs of Satanism that we see all around in pop culture and just I don't know if you're familiar with what Tucker's been saying, but he was talking about what's Joe Biden going to run on. Joe Biden, he had this theory that Joe Biden was running on a sort of anti-Christian agenda, something along those lines. But I'm just wondering, in general, do you see the world warring over this more and more?
Yeah, I think it's hard because I think that we sometimes get stuck in this very like American-centric view of like what's happening in the world. And make no mistake, right? Obviously, the Western world leans on the United States of America, if not the whole world, as a world leader, right? As we go, so the world has gone for the better part of the last 100 to 150 years. There is absolutely something happening in the heavenly places, man. It talks about in Ephesians chapter 2 that Satan is the prince of the power of the air. And the amount of information that is being downloaded into human beings right now, I think, is way beyond our potential ability to comprehend. Our bandwidth is not built for it. No. And so, yeah, there's something supernatural happening. I think you're seeing a lot of guys talk about it. Some guys, I think, are using it as a platform to build their ministries or their influence. Some guys are doing it as a platform to sell books. But at the end of the day, like, there's something happening. And if you look at the uptick from a historical standpoint, biblical history, there's been two major upticks in spiritual darkness, right? You have the time of Noah and the flood, when there was a lot of pretty crazy things going on. You have a huge rise and uptick in dark forces operating in some pretty intense ways at the time of Jesus's first coming. And I think here we are 2,000 years later, and there's something happening in the world. And it's happening. We have some very, very close friends that we love and support and have been in Northern Africa for 10 years, doing some things there that I really can't discuss in detail, but they are there doing the work. And the things they are telling me about, sharing with me, and the eye-opening, the dreams, the visions, the things that are seeing in that part of the world, including Southeast Asia, there's some pretty intense stuff happening. So does the American political reality work into that on some level? Absolutely, man. Like I've been more tripped out the last 8 years on politics than I've ever been in my entire life. Like it's a trip of what's happening right now. But I don't know. I'm teaching through the book of Daniel with our men right now on Thursday nights, and I feel like we're in a Daniel season of the world, right? Where we are recognizing God's sovereignty over exiles and empires. And I look at myself as an exile. Like, this is not my home. This world's not my home. I'm a part of a different kingdom. I'm a citizen of a different kingdom. I'm going to operate as a great citizen of this current empire that I'm a part of. But at the end of the day, this is not my home. And so I'm trying to live a life like Daniel, right? To be above reproach, not get too entangled with the king's delicacies, and be a pillar and a stay of truth, because I think that's what the church is called to be in the world.